All right, Mother, let's hear about this article that Billy Graham's granddaughter wrote recently. What's the title?
The title is Women Must Reject Trump.
What was that again?
Women Must Reject Trump.
Okay, thank you.
As the proud granddaughter of the man largely credited for beginning the evangelical movement, the late Billy Graham, the last few years have led me to reflect on how such has changed with the movement in America. I have spent my entire life in the church, with every big decision guided by my faith. But now I feel homeless, like so many others. I feel disoriented as I watch the church I have always served him in. See him, its eyes away from everything it teaches.
It what against everything it teaches?
I feel disoriented as I watch the church I have always served him. I have served him, its eyes away from everything it teaches. What does that mean? Is it?
Go ahead, that's okay. Moves away from everything it teaches, I believe.
I hear from Christian women on a daily basis that we all describe the same thing, a tug at their spirit. Most of these women walked into a voting booth in 2016 believing they were choosing between two difficult options. They held their breath, closed their eyes, and cast a vote for Donald Trump, with whom many of us then believed be the lesser of the two evils, all the while feeling that tug. I feel it every time our president talks about government. Business. I can't see what that word is.
That's okay, just skip over it.
I feel it every time the president talks about government having no place in America's suburbs. Jesus said repeatedly to defend the poor and show kindness and compassion to those in need.
Defend the poor and show kindness and compassion to those in need. Okay, thank you.
Our president continues to perpetuate what is that word? P-E-R?
To perpetuate.
Perpetuate and do us versus that narrative. Yet all of our church leaders say nothing. I feel this tug every time our president or his followers speak about the will designed to keep out the very people Scripture tells us to welcome in Trump's America. Refugees are not treated as native born. A Scripture encourages, instead, families are separated, held in incredibly conditions, and cast aside as less than. Am I doing all right?
You're doing great, Mother. You're 91, you got molecular something, so you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you.
Trump went so far as to brag about his plans, his plans, accomplishments, and unholy actions toward the marginalized communities. Marginalized communities. I saw my grandfather love and serve. I can see through the silence of church leaders that these communities are no longer valued by individuals claiming to uphold the values as grandfather taught. The general tug became an aggressive jerk for me earlier this year when our country experienced division in the form of this. I can't see it.
That's okay. Just skip over what you can't see.
I watched my president walk through Lafayette Square in Washington, D.C. after this far guessing of peaceful protesters for a photo op.
Hmm.
He had a Bible, something.
Put that down just a little bit, Mother. I can see your face. He had a Bible, what?
He had a Bible, something is sacred to all of us. Yet he treated that Bible with a callousness that would offend anyone intimately familiar with the words inside it.
Would offend, anyone with the words inside it.
Yeah.
He's talking about what? The Bible?
Bible.
Okay.
He believed that action would honor him and only him.
Mm.
However, the church, designed to honor God, said nothing. It seems that the only evangelical leaders to speak up praised the president with no mention of his behavior that is antithetical to the Jesus we serve. Where did I get to?
Go ahead. Just start wherever.
My faith and my church have become a laughingstock, and any attempt to its members is to defend the actions of Trump at this time sound hollow and
Insincere.
insecure. One of my grandfather's favorite verses was Micah 6:8, in which we are told that the Lord required of his people to do justly, to love kindness and mercy, and to walk humbly. These are the attributes of our faith. We should present it through the world. We can no longer allow our church leaders to represent our faith and so erroneously. I have given myself permission to lean into that tug in my spirit and speak on. I must be against the tide, but I am firm in my faith, and this step is most consistent with my church and its teachings. At a recent large family event, I was pulled aside by many female family members thanking me for speaking out against an administration with which they too had been uncomfortable. With tears in their eyes, they used a hushed tone and out of fear that they were alone at a task of undeserved retribution. How did we get here? How did we, as God-fearing women, find ourselves ignoring the disrespect and misogyny being shown from our president? Why do we feel we must express our discomfort in hushed whispers and quiet corners? Are we not allowed to stand up when it feels everyone else around us is sitting down? The God we serve empowers us as women to represent him before our churches. We represent God before we represented any political party or leader. When we fail to remember this, we are minimizing the role he created for us to fill. Jesus loved women. He served women. He valued women. We need to give ourselves permission to stand up and do the same. If a plane goes even slightly off course, the plane will never reach its destination without a course correction. Perhaps the journey for us women looks similar. Perhaps you cringe at the president suggesting that America's suburban housewife can move about her,
Just move on, that's okay.
can move about her station and those in need. But try to listen to comments on women appearing as fake news. When we look at our daughters, our nieces, our female students, and even ourselves, we feel the need to lean into that tug in our spirit. You may not have felt it for 4 years ago, but we do the best with what we have. We knew at the time. However, if we continue to ignore the tug, we now feel, how will we ever be able to identify what is truly important to us? I chose to listen to my spirit and speak out, not because doing so feels comfortable, but because it feels like the right way to leverage
Go ahead.
the voice God has empowered us with. Now I am asking all of you that feel as I do, retrace your inner tug
Retrace your inner tug, okay?
and allow it to lead you to use the power of your God-given voice and not allow Trump to lead this country to another 4 years.
Is that everything? Could you turn that article around quickly so I can see something? So it's women must reject Trump, and this appeared, I believe this was from the Asheville Citizen. It also appeared in the Sentinel. All right, Mother, thank you for reading that. And have you voted? Can you let it down? Have you voted yet?
No, but I'll probably vote today.
All right. We have to vote because it's our right, right?
That's very true.
Bye-bye.
Bye.